Hello, dear friends. The world is laden with large quartz crystals, buried since ancient times. Opinion piece. Atlantis crystals activated. Crystals run the show. It's transforming reality. This crystalline grid is alive. Bermuda Triangle explained. Atlantis and Lemuria built in. This is the great awakening of souls. Energy from this node alter avionics. People disappear, but they are not dead. This Matrix movie is coming to an end. Let's start. The great crystals of Atlantis have been reactivated according to Judith Castle. They are as large as the crystal pyramids that house them, but were deactivated when this lost continent fell, and were sealed and programmed to be reactivated at this time, along with the Lemurian crystals. This means we have entered a totally new dimensional frequency, a pivotal point of no return, and we cannot go back. We can only move forward toward our final destiny, the new human species, in the new golden age. These crystals were programmed to encapsulate these activations by the high priesthood of Atlantis and Lemuria, who had remained faithful to the law of one, and had already foreseen this momentous moment. Observe how everything changes, even celestial bodies, just as they are predestined to do by divine decree. This is the great awakening of souls. It is said that the lost civilization of Atlantis used crystals to store information and energy. These crystals not only served as healing and protection tools, but were also considered advanced means of storing knowledge and technology. In this mythology, crystal beds symbolize highly developed technological and spiritual power. When the crystal's energy was fully activated, it helped restore the island's energy field, causing the dry land to rise and reappear from the depths of the sea. This event demonstrated the incredible power of the clear quartz crystals and underscored the deep connection between the civilization of Atlantis and its crystals. The special metal orichalcum was vital in the creation of the civilization of Atlantis. It is formed from copper and zinc lingots that were discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Sicily. These ingots are composed of 75 to 80% copper and 15 to 20% zinc, along with other metals such as nickel, lead, and tin. Legend. Atlantis is the name of a mythical island mentioned and described in the dialogues Timaeus and Critias by the Greek philosopher Plato. In these dialogues, the island appears as a military power that existed 9,000 years before the time of the Athenian legislator Solon, the source of the story. It was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules and is described as larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined. The power of Atlantis was such that it dominated southwestern Europe and North Africa, until it was stopped by the city of Athens. At that very moment, a catastrophe caused the island and the rival armies to disappear in a single day and a terrible night. The sea where Atlantis was located became unnavigable due to the shallows, while Athens and the people of Greece forgot the event as only a few survived. In Egypt, however, the memory was preserved, which thousands of years later came to the attention of Solon, and through his stories and the manuscript to Critias, the narrator. Bermuda. People disappear, but they are not dead in the Bermuda Triangle. They are not fish food. They are breathing on another Earth, perhaps drinking coffee in a world where the internet never existed. This planet has 12 nodes that are very strong energy points, and the Bermuda Triangle is one of them. They are welding points where energy flows with the greatest intensity. They are not random points. They are connected to the planetary grid, humming with the energy left over from Atlantis and Lemuria, where they once clashed. This crystalline grid is alive. These nodes are not random. They are a network, a planetary circuit both connecting the Earth's core to the cosmos, and they have been online since the continents split. The crystals run the show. Buried deep with the oceans, mountains, and deserts are Atlantean crystals, powered capacitors that still hum, converting nodes on active cables that interfere with everything in their path. They are portals to parallel lands, mirror worlds where the rules may seem familiar, but the game goes off script. If you enter a node's active zone, you are not just lost, you are gone. Think of them as processors with their clocks stopped, except instead of processing code, they are distorting reality. The Bermuda Triangle is one of these bad boys, sitting atop a sunken Atlantean energy center, emitting frequencies that would fry your cell phone in an instant. These 12 points are energy reactors pumping out frequencies from the ley lines that could light up a continent or fry it. Atlantis and Lemuria built them. When Atlantis was streaking with crystalline technology and Lemuria was humming spiritual counterattacks, these nodes were their battlegrounds, but now they are really behind time bombs in that war. Each node is a glitch in the matrix that folds space and time, sweeping out vortices, electromagnetic pulses, and dimensional rips that snatch planes, ships, and anything else foolish enough to pass through. The Bermuda Triangle has siblings: the Dragon Triangle of Japan, the peak of Mount Shasta, the pyramids at Giza, and many other places. The 12 nodes are connected in the same way, just with different flavors of chaos. Time is a joke. Clocks mean nothing. Minutes lessen, hours shorten or blink, and it's 1945 again. They eat technology. Planes and ships don't crash. They electrocute themselves. The node's energy fries the avionics like a microwave on steroids. Think of an airplane's transponder shutting down mid-flight. Crucial moment. We have reached a vital moment in which the death of the old order is definitive, just as the old Earth was, according to Judith Castle. So much is happening on all levels, sub-levels, and multiple levels of creation, not only here on Earth but universally, that the human mind cannot even comprehend, but our hearts and souls know and are aware of it. For many of us are involved in an enormous web of the universal and galactic soul, operating multidimensionally to bring about the new. The fatigue many of us feel is due to the fact that the soul is involved on multiple levels, and in truth, the physical vessel is only an earthly tool in which the soul operates. However, this dense body is also being replaced by a new seventh dimensional light body. In the coming days, we will go through a proverbial resurrection process, shedding the old like a snake sheds its skin and rising into the new. It is best to surrender, rest and allow. Embrace the fullness and miracles that are unfolding. This moment will never be repeated. Experience. According to Coach Jerry, this cinematic experience produced by the coalition can be emotionally challenging at times. The compilation of coalition activities has created a geopolitical film like no other. While we are witnessing a kind of cinematic matrix, we must not ignore the fact that the mainstream media appears unscathed, but its time is coming. Confusing political analysis and conclusions can be discouraging because they are intended to pacify misinformation. The coalition is in control because mind-blowing, otherworldly revelations are coming to light every day. All of the above is happening while we are wanted to trust the plan. Most of us don't understand the plan's true purpose. Many claim to know the intricacies of the film's plot. A few are privileged to know the various procedures and protocols, but no one knows the precise timing. The coalition is carrying out a major, divinely driven operation. Therefore, I urge you to maintain some empathy for the sleepers left out there. We have the advantage of knowing the details. However, we still have no idea. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Deep down, our spiritual intuition tells us that this Matrix movie is coming to an end, sooner rather than later. We may not know exactly when or how this extraordinary film will end. What we do know is that, however it ends, we will win because God always wins. Where we go one, we go all. Messages. Signs that indicate you are in the final stage of your soul's journey, an inner peace and the desire to help others reveal an evolved soul. When you stop to observe the outside world, it may seem like we're still too far from the transition to the new reality, the new realm of the fifth dimension. This isn't the case. You can broaden your perspective. You can do this during meditation and see the brighter picture from a higher perspective. Notice how fast everything is moving and how close you are to the transition, says Kesharas. As a missionary of light, you contribute to the dissolution of old and obsolete ways of life and everything that goes with it. At the same time, you radiate positive frequencies, send light into the world and visualize what you desire, how you imagine the new reality to be. The more people choose to do this, the more the balance will tip toward positivity and minimize the impact of the dark agenda, says Kesharas. You have just experienced a massive leap according to the Syrian Council to Celia Wilder. This massive shift you are currently experiencing is a powerful opportunity for growth and renewal. It's time to release negativity and embrace the higher frequencies that are now part of your reality. As you continue on this path, remember that you are not alone. Many of your star families await your arrival in the highest light. According to Poet Talk, those who have been led astray for lifetimes are now preparing for their cosmic denouement, without even realizing it. It's the same for every damned soul who has strutted and frittered on the stage, and this applies to both nations and individuals, as you can see if you pay attention to what's happening in the Middle East. Mr. Apocalypse and the rest of the archetypes, which are being renewed for the coming age, are extremely active at this time. Two Different Realities by Celia Wilder. During this transformative period, you witness the simultaneous development of two different realities. On one hand, there is the traditional low-frequency reality characterized by fear, division, and chaos. On the other hand, there is the higher vibrational reality, which embodies love, unity, and harmony. This duality can be disconcerting, as you may find yourself oscillating between these contrasting experiences, like a roller coaster. According to Commander Brilliant, through Shelley Wilder, it is becoming increasingly evident that the darkness is not willingly relinquish its control. The three-dimensional world, which is gradually dissolving, is beginning to strike back with intensity. Their resistance is a calculated effort by forces that thrive on control and fear to maintain their grip on humankind as old paradigms begin to crumble. You will recognize this hardening as a blatant and insidious attack on fundamental human rights. Regeneration by Natalie Alba. Many are recovering their solar template, becoming more unified and whole. They are remembering who they are, their unique mission, and where their precious essence and presence are required. This is a time of extraordinary regeneration. Our mission is to work with ourselves to remain as pure as possible, releasing the old while continuing to accept more liquid solar plasma to strengthen our light bodies and be harmonious emissaries and channels of divinity. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.